Our success is all based on small efforts being done well every single day for an extended time and eventually amounting into something great once all those efforts have been put together after a long period of time. This is an extract from a book touted as a great tool for the upcoming new year to help people have a great mindset for 2021, especially as we grapple with the devastating effects of the coronavirus. Author Tafadzwa Makombe joins us now to talk about the book Learn, Unlearn, Relearn. A very welcome to you, warm welcome to you, Tafadzwa, and thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so for our viewers, if you want to know what the book looks like, there you go. So Learn, Unlearn, Relearn. So let's first start with eliminating negative emotions. We are in unprecedented times. Nobody could have prepared us for this. And I think sometimes a lot of us have just plunged into a depression without knowing that. So how do you do that?
Yeah, it's not easy. A lot of us are just facing this pandemic. It's the first time that we are experiencing a pandemic. A lot of negative emotions are going on right now. Anxiety, frustration, confusion, and you're just not knowing, uncertainty about the future and what's going to happen. And honestly, it takes a lot of work because we're all emotional beings. We all experience emotions, and that's absolutely normal. First of all, I hope everyone understands it's absolutely normal for you to experience negative emotions. But the key is to not dwell in those negative emotions, because once you dwell in them, that's when you actually start digging into depression, and your body also starts to shut down, and there's no more action anymore. So in my book, which you've also just said, Learn, Unlearn, Relearn, I help you to be able to overcome those negative emotions, how to quickly reverse and to negate those negative emotions so that you can get back into action, get back into motion, because the opposite of depression is actually not happiness, but it's actually vitality, it's movement. Because when you're sad and feeling negative emotions, your body just does not move and you cannot live. So my book actually helps you to be able to get back your life.
And one of the ways in which you do that, Tafadzwa, is you talk about mind power. I see
Yes.
the psycho-cybernetic mechanism, big words there. But how do you apply that to get over self-doubt? I mean, self-doubt is something that's so insidious sometimes. And most of it, you don't even know you're experiencing it because you're looking at other people and how they seem to be coming out of this better or making the most of difficult situations. So how do you train your mind? It's a training, like you just said. I love the word that you use, training. It takes practice. It's not going to be a once-off solution. It's definitely practice that you have to do. And over 21 days, through the practices that I coach in my book, you can actually be able to get control of your mind, because your mind, you have control and power over your mind. You don't let it control you. The moment you let your mind control your life and your reality, that's where things just start going wrong. And
so, yeah.
You also quote Deepak Chopra in chapter 3. He says, negative emotions are like unwelcome guests. So we know that negative emotions fuel actions, as you say. So self-awareness, very important. How do you channel those energies? So self-awareness, I think one of the chapters, where I speak about self-awareness, you actually have to sit down with yourself and be honest. A lot of people don't want to go onto that journey of being honest with themselves and digging deep into what they call facing your demons. But in order for you to live the life that you really want, you need to face your demons, face everything that has actually been that's been troubling you. And that's the only way that you can actually overcome and be free and break free from those chains that have been holding you back. And there's an exercise, a full chapter on exercise on self-awareness, where you get to understand yourself, understand why you're having the certain problems you have, understanding why you have certain limiting beliefs, why you have certain negative emotions that keep coming up whenever a certain trigger happens. So it's a very it's a book that takes you on a journey of self-discovery, definitely. And I mean, I also love what you're saying, that if your dreams don't scare you, then they're not big enough. And that's an important thing. But it's about conquering your fears. How do you conquer your fears? And not just for the moment, but a sustainable effort.
Well, firstly, face the fear head on. A lot of people, they shy away from their fear. They're just like, okay, I'm scared of it. No.
go in even when you're scared. I face fear constantly whenever I'm always challenged to come speak or to do whatever, but I still go afraid. It's something that you'll always continuously be exposed to, because obviously, like, if your dreams aren't big enough, if they don't scare you, then they're just not big enough. So if you dream big, obviously it's frightening. You're like, can I achieve that? Really? Me? You start having that self-doubt, like we're speaking about, all of those things. But you know what? Just keep going. Just go head on. And you'll see, actually, once you've actually faced the fear and you take that leap of faith, the results are actually miraculous. You'll actually be surprised at your potential and how great and awesome that you actually are.
And I'm going to end very quickly with Chapter 11, consistency being key. First of all, what is to be consistent? Because for some people, if they do it often enough to believe that they're doing it, that is their consistency. But some people will say you actually have to keep a chart, do things daily, etc., etc. What do you recommend?
Well, it will definitely depend on the task that you're trying to achieve. Whatever your end goal is that you're wanting to achieve. If it's fitness, for example, consistency would definitely be exercising, 4 times a week, for example. Or if it's eating healthy, making sure that, you're eating healthy every single day. It all depends on the goal. But based on, I also talk, there's a chapter on goals, on helping you to be able to break down your goals, which is very important, because that's how you'll be able to understand whether you're making progress and if you're actually being consistent. And the key is to just break it down step by step, small steps, day-to-day actions that you need to do excellently. And you'll actually see that as you continue to do these exercises daily, 365 days later, you'll actually look back and you'll see, wow, I've actually achieved so much, but yet I only did little bit every single day. So it doesn't have to be big bursts of, miraculous things that you've done. It just takes small steps every single day.
Until it becomes second nature to you. Thank you so much for talking to us, Tafadzwa Makombe, author of the book Learn, Unlearn, Relearn. A very interesting concept, and it actually reminds me of what a friend said, that sometimes what we used to think was abnormal became the new normal. So the new normal is not so difficult